Hello and welcome to the Parent's Guide to Gaming. My name is Andrew and today I'm talking about Metroid Dread. What is Metroid Dread? It is an action-adventure game developed by Nintendo and MercurySteam and published by Nintendo for the Switch. It's set after the events of Metroid Fusion, which released way back in 2002. Players control bounty hunter Samus Aran as she investigates the source of a mysterious transmission on the planet ZDR. It retains the side-scrolling gameplay of previous 2D Metroid games and incorporates stealth elements. Dread was originally intended to be released on the Nintendo DS, but development ended due to technical limitations. It was finally released in 2021 to critical acclaim and became one of the fastest-selling Metroid games in Japan, the UK, and the US, and has sold over 3 million copies, making it the best-selling Metroid game ever. Let's talk about things that you as a parent might want to know. Metroid Dread is rated T for teen by the ESRB. This is due to animated blood and fantasy violence. I think this rating is right on the money. Dread is violent, but all of the violence is stylish and similar to something you might see in a cartoon about superheroes rather than a gritty war movie. Along with the violence, I found parts of this game to be pretty suspenseful and intense. There are robots called Emmys that will relentlessly pursue Samus, and they can only be defeated once you have unlocked a specific item. Before that happens, your only option is to try and escape. During these sections of the game, it plays more like a horror scenario since you are forced to run away, and if you fail, you are instantly defeated. Again, this isn't as intense as an actual horror movie, but it is something to keep in mind. Metroid Dread is a Metroidvania game. Go figure. These kinds of games require the player to explore the world and find new abilities that will unlock the path forward, with very little help from the game itself. This is the core mechanic of Metroidvania games, and I think Dread does a good job of balancing the sense of exploration without feeling like you are lost, something other games in this genre sometimes struggle with. All of these points I've touched on so far culminate into the main point that you should keep in mind with Metroid Dread. It's a challenging game. I've been playing video games for a long time, and I'm pretty good at ones with high level of challenge. And even with that, the final boss of Dread took me a couple weeks to finally beat. As a game for your child to potentially play, it might be too much if they're below the recommended teen age. The flip side of that is that for the appropriate age, I think Metroid Dread is fantastic at providing meaningful challenges to overcome. I also think it's a great entry point for the Metroidvania genre. As far as quality, this title is incredible. The game plays extremely well and looks great on the Switch. There's really nothing to knock it for when it comes to visuals and performance. And the way in which the camera switches perspectives in moments of intense action or important story beats really helps you feel immersed in the experience. It also helped me appreciate how awesome Samus is as a character. She is a no-nonsense bounty hunter who is here to get things done. I've always appreciated Samus as an iconic video game character, but this game made me fall in love with her, and a lot of that is thanks to the excellent way in which the game handles presentation. Overall, as a parent, the only concern I would have when giving this title to my child is the difficulty. Looking at it objectively as a game, it knocks it out of the park. Now, what would a kid think about Metroid Dread? I think that at the recommended age, this game offers a lot of the things a player is looking for. The puzzles are challenging, but not too obtuse, the exploration is rewarding, and the combat is a ton of fun, and you feel great after finally defeating that tough boss you've been struggling with. I could see some people getting frustrated with the level of difficulty and putting the game down for good. While I don't think this is the fault of the game, since it's what it's going for, I do think it is worth noting that it might not be for everyone. The setting and story are awesome, and if your child is into Star Wars or other sci-fi properties, they will feel right at home with Dread. The sense of momentum and progression that I felt while playing through this experience was masterfully done, and because of this, I never felt like I was wasting my time or that the game was bloated or bogged down. If your child is below the recommended age range, there's a good chance they will need help when trying to play this game, and even some teens might find the difficulty too much. but I think if they stick with it, they will be rewarded for their efforts. So what's the final verdict? I give Metroid Dread 5 stars. The quality is great when it comes to gameplay, visuals, and audio. It's challenging, but in a good way. And it's the perfect place to start if you or your child are new to the genre of Metroidvanias. I don't think it's a game for everyone, but I do think it is a high quality experience and one worth trying. If you enjoyed this review and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button. Also, leave a comment and share your favorite thing about Metroid Dread. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.